everyone, and welcome into the studio. Sarah Kane, you'll recognize her from the community, and Nate Dooley. Pastor Nate, you're back again. It's the second time here for an interview, but you know, with the service coming on each week, you're a regular around here, man.
That's right. Love being a part of this program. Incredible ministry you guys put on across the community.
Yeah, we're proud to be able to serve our community. It really is a blessing when you look at an opportunity to serve our community a whole, do positive things. You'll be able to make a living, crank a living out for your family. That's a win-win any day.
That's right.
Sarah, you know, we're talking about Carnival for Christ, and you have been a part of Carnival for Christ for several years now, right?
Yes.
How many years?
Well, I came on staff 2009, so minimum, this will be my 13th year, but I've been serving on it before I was on staff.
Yeah.
Part of it, a lot of changes on it.
Yeah, let's back up a minute now. You're not originally from here.
No, grew up in California.
Wow.
Raised in California. Moved here in 2000, so it's been a long time. Once after I married my husband, who is from here.
Yeah. Man, that was a great day when he brought you to Dublin.
Agreed.
It was for him, but it turned out to be for us, you know. But you've been serving for quite a while now.
Yes.
You're married to?
Jeff King. He just retired from State Patrol. He's the new magistrate judge.
Yeah.
So yes.
Congratulations. Now, he was in the military, right?
He was. That's how we met. In the Marine Corps. That's how we met. Our daughter was born out in California too. Moved here once he got out.
That's wonderful. Yeah. And your parents here now?
No, my dad is here. He moved here to be with us, and the rest of my family's still in California and Arizona.
Yeah, you get back out there a little bit.
We try to.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's travel. It's travel.
Yes.
Yeah. And Nate, you know, you got a great family. You plugged in the last 5-6 months into our community, and it is alive, isn't it?
Yes, it is. This is a great community because there's just a family feel here. And every time I meet somebody, they're like, oh, I'm related to so-and-so. And it seems like everybody's either related or everybody knows each other. And it's very rarely that I go somewhere that somebody hasn't met me or heard of me or something, mainly because of our church and the impact we made on the community, nothing to do with who I am. And it's just it's a blessing to be a part of this community for sure.
Yeah, but God plugs you in where He wants you.
That's right.
You know, you take off with what you have. You know, coming into to Liberty, how were you welcomed? How did it feel? What do you think about the family at Liberty?
My goodness. I mean, there's so much joy that comes to my mind and my heart when I think about our church. Our church just loves people. They love this community. They love their staff. They love their pastor. Our first week, I forget the amount of gift cards that we got, but it was about that thick of gift cards, and we put those to use pretty quickly. And just loving on our kids, loving on my wife, people encouraging her, and they're just always here for us no matter what's going on. And that's the same way it is with the community, with our church. I mean, we do events throughout the community, not just to do an event, not so everybody will walk through our doors, because there's some great events, great communities, great churches in this community that are doing incredible things to reach people as well. And so a lot of times we're just reaching people that are plugged into other churches and just encouraging them, or aren't plugged into churches, because we don't want to be a church that takes from other churches. We want to reach the end church and encourage them and help them understand what a relationship with Christ means.
Yeah, and bringing in new Christians is just phenomenal how that works, and the way the Holy Spirit works through Liberty. But you know, we talk about, I talk about going all the way back to, I don't know, it seems like around 2000, you know, dealing with the church and covering events through the station. And, you know, you've been there for that amount of time.
Yes.
You've been helping the church function, really, doesn't you, Nate?
Oh, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
When I got here, her title was not quite indicative of everything that she did in the church. So I quickly changed her title to Operations Director, because she's handling all the operations of the church and much more. She does so much for our church, and sometimes she's not the face of the church, but she does so much behind the scenes that no one will ever see.
So many times they say, call Sarah. That's what
That's
I
exactly right.
I'll speak to someone on the staff and say, call
Ask
Sarah.
Sarah. Yeah.
Check with Sarah. Sarah's handling that. It's Sarah.
Yes. That's kind of the phrase. Ask Sarah.
Okay. So Sarah, you got the hat on for Carnival for Christ, and
Yes.
let's take it back to way back to when Carnival for Christ really first started. You know, it was out on at Liberty Church on Trinity Road.
Yes.
People can remember Nate coming in there, and there's cars everywhere. They're bringing in their little kids, and everybody wanted to come, and still does want to come to you know, to the Carnival for Christ. But it was a little bit smaller when you first came, right?
It was, and we've expanded quite a bit, and we're grateful because that means that's more people are reaching. That's more people that are coming in, even if we aren't seeing an immediate return. We're coming in just so we can have that time with them, just so we can, like Nate says, love on the community with nothing in return. And we're grateful to have that opportunity and that we get to be part of it.
Yeah, well, hey, it has been at, let's see, the fairgrounds before. It was originally when The
on
church still
Trinity.
had the property, it was
Yes.
back down. So where is it this year?
It is at the fairgrounds, still at the Civitan Center. That seems to be, at this moment, the only place that can house it. Until we grow. We're hoping to have it at our property soon.
That's right.
Hey, talk about growth.
Yes.
Man, it looks like some walls going up. You go around behind there, and there's some things going on, building going on, right?
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So when I came, they talked about some building expansion that was already in the works. And so I just tweaked the plans a little bit to match a little bit more of the vision of where we're going for the future. Because we've got a huge lobby coming. Our worship center is almost doubling, maybe even tripling in size. We're building some more life group space, some volunteer appreciation space, some office space so we can get out a rental area. It is very exciting what God's allowing us to do for the future in doubling the size of our building.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen without faithful stewardship from your members, from
That's exactly right.
long-time members, and new people who are coming in.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have a heart of giving if you want to see, because you've related it many times before. We know it, but sometimes people need reminded that you're not giving it to the church, you're not giving it to that body, you're not giving it to that building. It's to the body of Christ. It's to the growth of.
Yeah, I word it like this. You're not giving to the church, you're giving through the church.
Okay.
And that should be the way that it is with every congregation. I would assume and bet it is for any church that you attend. And so when you give to Liberty, like when our people give to our church, you don't give to me, you're not giving to our staff, you're not giving to the church, you're giving through the church, because we get to do Carnival. We get to do the Shine event that we were talking about last time we were on the show. And we get to do events and opportunities where we reach people all over the world. We've got a missionary coming in at the beginning of December, and he's doing missions in Uganda. We support him in the orphanage that he's building. And so there's opportunities that we can do that the church allows us to do that we're not doing for ourselves.
Yeah, it's mission here, mission abroad.
That's right.
For sure. Hey, we'll take a short break. We'll be right back. You stay with us.
Hi, I'm Kyle Gerard with A+ Garage and Overhead Doors. We're excited to announce our new company that we've started. We can provide for all your industrial and residential garage door needs. We can sell you new ones. We can also service the ones that you have. We're a complete dealer of all garage and industrial door needs. So give us a call at 478-676-2661 or come see us at 371 Georgia Highway 338 in Dublin. Look forward to doing business with you.
F. Lake and the staff at Lakes Alignment has been serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1954, offering you the best in suspension, alignment, and tire services. And now Elp and Lisa Lake are proud to announce the addition of Neil Harden and our 24-hour truck, trailer, and tire repair facility with state-of-the-art equipment. Lake's Tire Facility is conveniently located to I-16 and all roads throughout Middle Georgia. Call on us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for truck, trailer, and tire repair. Call 272-4230, serving the Southeast for over 65 years. Lakes Alignment and now 24-hour truck, trailer, and tire repair.
All right, welcome you back. You know, Sarah, when we look back and we say, okay, we're laying it out at Carnival for Christ out at Civitan
Yes.
Fairgrounds, let's talk about what all will be there and what people can expect.
Okay, absolutely. We have everything from what we call preschool games, but we'll have teenagers playing them as well to get the candy.
Yeah.
So we do have lots of games, lots of candy, lots of prizes, inflatables, bounce houses, obstacle course, 2 rock climbing walls, bungee jumps, and actual fair rides, swings, spin rides, everything. We have our food tent, because you can't go to a fair and not have food.
Amen.
We have cotton candy, popcorn, snow cones, funnel cakes. So we
So
have everything.
I heard a rumor, this is my first carnival, so I'm learning, but I've heard there's a cakewalk.
There is a cakewalk and a cupcake walk for the younger kids.
Amen.
So we have both. And bingo. Can't leave out bingo. That's
Oh,
a fan
bingo.
favorite. Everybody
Yeah.
loves bingo.
Yeah, that cakewalk's something now. You bring it
Yeah.
up. That's funny, man.
I've had
That's
more
funny.
people ask me about the cakewalk.
I don't know why.
I think we got big rides too.
I had one kid was that way. I'm getting the cakewalk. I'm winning.
Oh,
it,
they'll do
you
it
know,
all
until
night.
they get
Yes.
until they get a cake.
Yes.
It's wonderful. But there's not just the fun of the games. There's a message that we presented to people that come in.
Yes. Oh, everybody's welcome. Liberty has events in our church, just like our people. We welcome everybody. Every single person's welcome at everything we do. Just we want to be love on everybody in the community.
What does it cost to get in?
0. We want people to have the opportunity to experience the greatness of the fall fair the state fair, the local festivals without paying a dime. And so it's going to look a lot like the Civitan Fair, but be a lot cheaper, which would be free. And so it's a neat opportunity. They get to ride all the rides and participate in everything that we're doing for no cost.
The only thing is, food does cost, but it's nominal. It is very low prices.
In Team Challenge, one of our local rehab ministries is working with the food and kind of coordinating some of that. So you'll be supporting that ministry as well as you're paying for the food.
And you look at this, a carnival for Christ, and you think about the celebration. You think about what a carnival is, and by definition, and for Christ, and people are coming
That's
out
right.
just celebrating, loving life. Isn't that what it's all about? You know, it's not just in those walls, is it, Nate?
No, sir. We want to take the gospel and take it way beyond the walls of our church. If we're only doing church inside the church building, we're not the church. The church is outside the walls. The church is the people. We can have church right now as we really are. And so we want people to understand that we're taking the church to the people. We're not expecting everybody to come to the church building. And so that's a big part of who we are. We want everybody to understand that Christ is much more than us just sharing the gospel with them on Sunday morning. We want them to go out and be the church. Because there'll be a day when we can't go to church on Sunday morning. We won't be allowed to. Maybe the government won't let us, or our building burns down, or something crazy happens, or true persecution really takes place. But then we've got an opportunity to be the church. And so we get to go to church right now on Sunday morning, but more importantly, we want to be the church throughout the week. And on Halloween night from 6 to 9 p.m., we're going to be the church in this community for sure.
That's awesome. Sarah, when you look at the time you spent at Liberty, and you've seen it grow over the years, why do you think it's been so successful for Christ?
Oh, I can start with 100 ways. The people sitting in the seats, they have a vision, they have a heart. It's not us doing all the work. We have a great church body, as Nate says. We have great people with a great heart that knew, been there forever, they want to take part in it. I think that's super supportive. They support the staff. When there's changes, growth, as we've seen a lot of staff changes, like, did not affect us. They are still supportive no matter what. God's work doesn't change. And that's, in the beginning, that's what it comes to. God's work is God's work, and the people do it.
So Nate, you've been in several churches, served in several capacities. How does Liberty compare, if I may ask you this, with volunteers? A lot of times you're trying to get 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 people, and they're pretty well doing everything.
So when I interviewed here, it seemed like volunteers were doing a lot. The team that was hiring me, interviewing me, or whatever you call it, amazing people I'm still good friends with and still involved in church, obviously. But they were talking about, we're doing this ministry, the 12th Man ministry on Friday night. We're feeding the teams. We're doing this. We're doing Carnival for Christ. We're doing backpacks. We're been named about 10 different ministries. And I'm sitting there going, I know the staff number. How are we doing this? They said, oh, most of them are volunteer-led. Only this one and this one is the staff put on. And I said, what percent would you say run the church? Because it's the 80-20 rule. 20% do 100% of the work. 80 just kind of participate. And they were like, we can't put a stat on it, but it's way more than 20%. And now that I'm here on site, and I've been here for about 6 or 7 months, I'm not sure exactly, we have a tremendous amount of volunteers that will do anything. Because honestly, what it comes down to, and I say this a lot, we don't want to have an audience of people on Sunday morning. We want to have an army of soldiers that are ready to go whenever they're called upon. And that's really what we have. And we've got a lot of new people that are learning our culture and learning who we are, and we're calling upon them, and it's like, it's time to step up, it's time to go, grab your sword, let's run. But it's really a culture that's developing, and it's already developed, and we have an army of people that are really ready to do whatever we feel like God's calling us to do, and they're ready to jump on board. It's a neat church.
And that's why Carnival happened. I was able to reach out to my team and say, here we go, are you guys on board? They give up their time to have meetings beforehand. We can delegate the work, they take ownership of it, and I know it's going to happen.
And you organize a lot of volunteers for your events, don't you?
Yes.
How does that work?
It's a little bit for each event, but once we open up signups, they do. We have faithful people who are asking, when are we going to start signups? When's this event going to happen? What can I do? What still needs to be done? And so we try to set up our volunteers to lead certain areas even over that. I try to give up, you'll be over this area, you'll be over this area, and that's how it happens.
You know, when you look at a lot of seasoned, I'll call it that, Christians who maybe have been to a couple different churches, you know, move around as we do, you know, with Freedom in America, and then we come to a church like Liberty, and you see that certain people in some churches kind of, you know, think, okay, control things, but at Liberty it's like, go and serve. Please come serve here. Yes, you can. You can serve.
We're creating armies.
Yeah, we try to train our staff as, and they've kind of done this in the history, but when I got there, that's one thing I wanted to make sure that we were doing is, if our volunteers want to do something, just say yes. Like, let them run. We don't have 10 committees where we got to get stuff approved and everything. Sometimes I might go, okay, is that in line with the vision? We've got a vision of for one more. We want to reach one more, no matter who that one more is. We want to reach them. And if it's something way over here, we might go, let's see about adding that to the future. But right now, if it's in line with the vision, then let them run. And does that mean we're going to have a little bit of control of conversation later? That's okay. We want to give our people the opportunity to do the work of the ministry, because that's what we're called to do in Acts 2. We're not called to hoard the ministry and do all the work. Acts 2 really exclaims about handing the ministry off. And that's what we want to do as our church and our church staff. And they do an amazing job, and our volunteers really do an amazing job as well.
That's great stuff. Take another short break. We're going to be right back. Stay with us.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future? That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter, member FDIC.
Hello, I'm Andy Cullins at Cullins Supply. Bad Boy tractors built to carry the load around your farm or property. We're building on legendary Bad Boy brand by introducing a new line of small or medium-sized tractors that maintain our history, combining power, performance, and build quality while delivering the highest value in their class. With a tractor size to fit any farm, from landscapers to ranchers, Bad Boy tractors are positioned to be workhorses in the field. Coupled with our line of Bad Boy implements and cutters, you're all set to make your workday feel less like a chore. Visit us at Cullins Supply, 910 East Jackson Street in Dublin, or 826 South Harris Street in Sandersville.
You know, we have to remind everybody again, Carnival for Christ is coming up. First of all, it is a safe place.
Yes.
I know some people pull up and drop the kids off, but since it's in the past, and you know that's everybody's got that right, I guess, but you have so much parking at the fairgrounds. You have plenty of room to pull in there. You don't have to drive by and let them out, and you know, I'm sure you'll have somebody, you know, parking directing traffic.
Yes.
Always security on hand. Even at services, you take that extra step of precaution. And commend you for that. But let's talk about you know, again, the date, the time, and what all will be available and who's involved.
All right, it is Monday, October 31st from 6 to 9. It is at the Dublin Civic Fairgrounds, and everyone is invited.
That's right.
All ages. Babies, children, parents, grandparents, as often, and teenagers. Open to everybody.
Let's have a Carnival for Christ, right?
Yes,
Let's go.
like I said, rides, games, food, and inflatables.
Yeah, so Nate, you've been here long enough that you settled in and you see and you know what God's revealing to you in this season that you'd like to see for Liberty in Dublin, Lawrence, Johnson, Trutland, the 15 counties that are around us. And we're a hub. People are coming here. People are coming to church. People are coming to Carnival for Christ. They're coming to events in our community at Liberty. What's the vision that you'd like for them, the mission statement that you'd like for the community to know about?
Well, one thing that I really said a minute ago, and this is kind of who we are, this is the driving force, and I said this when I first came, our mission statement, or the kind of mindset that I wanted our people to understand is we do whatever it takes to see people come to know Christ and to walk with Him daily. And our staff began to memorize that, and we talked about that, and then I preached a message and just talked about for one more, and it just clicked with our people. And they understood, hey, we're here for one more. And we talked about Liberty Larry, a guy that walked in on Sunday morning who came in pretty much off the streets, and he ended up giving his life to Christ. And that's who we are. We're here for one more. We don't do church for us for and no more. We do church for one more. Because there are plenty of hurting people in this community, in the surrounding counties, in this state, in this country, and in this world that just really need the love of Jesus. And if we as the church, not just Liberty Church, as we as the church, if we don't provide that and demonstrate and tell and talk about who Jesus is, then who are we to say that we love Jesus? Because love exclaims through words and by action, and that's one of the things that we do. So we're here for one more, and we always will be. We're going to do different things in different ministries. We just relaunched our Celebrate Recovery. It's going amazing. That is for one more. Our rehab and our recovery community in this county and beyond is just growing like crazy. And so we want to help them realize that they can get through whatever they're going through, the hurt, the habit, the hang-up that they're struggling with. And that's the 4-1 more that we're reaching on Monday nights. And so there's several opportunities where we reach people, we love people, and we want to demonstrate the love of Christ to them. And that's who Liberty is.
Thanks for keeping up the good work of Christ.
Absolutely.
And for putting on a carnival for Christ.
Amen.
We'll see you all there.